This is Howard Chaykin, and my feeling is, if you ask me, I could write a book about the way you walk and whisper and look. What am I selling?
11 o'clock comics.
11 o'clock comics is the place to be and the time to be there.
That was a bit sedate, but
no, that was pretty strong, dude. That was like just like a diva just channeling the sound, like knowing they didn't need to blow it out in the moment. Call for it.
Oh, it wasn't.
I'm gonna say it was.
Don't hate, appreciate.
Yeah, well, when I hear something worth appreciating, I will.
See, that's fucked up.
Ooh, that is hurtful.
That's fucking hurtful, dude.
I thought it was okay, but it wasn't like one of his better ones.
You know what?
I mean,
you
just
decide.
because you're not,
like Bill James.
You're not going to see us in a few days, and you're upset.
Bro,
I mean,
he started
don't
as
take it
soon
out.
as I connected. Like it was just, yeah. I don't know if he's feeling some kind of way because he's not hanging out with us this week. I know there's something better going on in his life, but still, like I felt attacked right away.
I was thinking about it since I remember vividly meeting up with you right before Heroes last year. The baby's birthday must be coming up.
It's Saturday.
There you go.
So,
see,
that's what he was saying.
So I couldn't. Yeah.
Love it.
This is 11 o'clock comics number 1038. I am Vince B.
You are Vince B. and I am David A. Price.
That is correct, and of course, I am everyone's favorite detective, Billy Bat.
No, you're not, Billy Bat. You Jason Wood, everybody. But if you want to get Billy Bat, there's only one place to go, and that's cheapgraphicnovels.com. Cheapgraphicnovels.com. Omnibus editions, manga, trade paperback, DC's finest, Marvel Epic collections, omnibus editions, all that stuff, art books. If it has a spine, it's heavily discounted at DCB.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's heavily discounted at cheapgraphicnovels.com. Do yourself a favor. Go there. But if it wasn't enough for the Nick and Dead sale, which Dap and I have been telling you for years that it's neither, but whatever. You listen like my son listens. And you can get the occasional rotating seasonal sale. But on top of all that, there's specials as well.
There are specials. And because we are recording, full disclosure, on Monday this week, because we're also going to Heroes Con this week, I did not get the email from Max. So hitting up the website real quick, pulling 3 specials includes DC Finest Team-Ups, The Impossible Escape trade paperback for $23.99, Dynamic Duos and Daring Escapes, Batman's Greatest Team-Ups Collected. DC Finest Team-Ups, The Impossible Escape brings together some of the most thrilling and unexpected superhero pairings from DC's Bronze Age, featuring classic stories from the Brave and the Bold and Super Team family. This volume showcases Batman teaming up with heroes like Mr. Miracle, Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, Deadman, and even Commandy, with writing by Bob Haney and Arnold Drake, and art by legends Neil Adams and Jim Aparo. These tales are packed with action, mystery, and the kind of wild storytelling that defined an era. From The Impossible Escape to The Hour of the Beast, this collection is a celebration of DC's most daring collaborations, collecting tales from Brave and the Bold, numbers 106 through 130, plus additional stories from Super Team Family, numbers 1 through 7. We also have Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin Deluxe Edition Volume 6 hardcover for $41.21. The storied Gundam franchise's first season that set new standards of similitude for televised sci-fi animation returns in comics form at the hand of one of the initial creators. The definitive account expands on the classic narrative with the same sense of purpose that lit up the screen more than 4 decades ago. This new edition collects the original best-selling 12-installment English release into 6 oversized volumes. All of the many color pages, unusually numerous for Japanese comics, have been retained only at a larger size. The master's artwork has never looked so grand. And finally, Rick and Morty Wubba Dub Doom trade paperback Oni Compact Comics Edition for $7.99. Revisit the early days of Rick and Morty's incendiary run, beginning with Headspace from Rick and Morty numbers 12 through 14, and The Noble Pursuit of Fair Play from Rick and Morty number 15. Written and drawn by Comic Warlock's Tom Fowler, Star Wars, Jango Fett, The Books of Magic, and C.J. Cannon from Rick and Morty. And in case that wasn't enough madness to absorb, immerse yourself in the simple tale of a man, Rick, his new hat, the whole friggin' multiverse crashing down in Rick's New Hat, numbers 1 through 5, masterminded by scribe Alex Fire and Rick and Morty art veteran Fred C. Stressing. Enjoy Rick and Morty in its most accessible form ever. Put it in your pocket, give it to your friends, or swallow it and feel the glorious power of the central finite curve coursing through your veins. No, don't do that. Just buy it. Collecting Rick and Morty's number 12 through 15 and Rick and Morty Rick's New Hat, numbers 1 through 5.
Nice.
You say you like to save, just go to cheapgraphicnovels.com. You'll save.
You will.
Saving everything. Yep.
Yep. Yerp. Special Monday night episode.
Yes. And we had a little bit of homework.
We did a lot of homework.
Yeah.
We had a lot. Right. But first of all, we because we don't do the previous thing anymore because there is no previous, but we don't spotlight up and coming books, things you should order. Start off strong, that way you'll finish equally. So what we've been doing is looking at the. I got mine from the Lunar catalog, but it's also available in the Image catalog. It's in the Image catalog page. I'm going to tell you in 1 second. Page 1.
Okay.
How could that be?
Okay.
How could that be?
I think there's a bunch of page ones, since they cobbled together all the catalogs.
Yeah, well, you're not going to miss this because it's the first issue, number 1. It's written by Mr. Rick Remender with art by Steve Epting and Matt Hollingsworth. There's a bunch of variant covers. Apparently, Daniel Acuna and Andrew Robinson are the same person. Who knows? But you can get your hands on Hammer Fist, number 1, for, I don't know, cheap. It is $5.99 cover price, but it's 48 pages in length, which is damn good. The Steve Epting cover is amazing. But the Dampen Ocean cover is equally as good. So I'm thinking I'm going to walk away with the Steve Epting and the Dampen Ocean covers.
Oh, look at you, rebel.
Yeah. I like Dan. I think Dan is really, really good.
Who doesn't like
amazing.
Dan?
Yeah. But
Friend of the show always has a kind word to say to us when we see him at a show.
Really, really cool design on the Hammerfest. I don't know about, other than the solicit, I don't know what it's about, but it looks super neat, and I'm taking it home with me from the beginning.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Good pick.
Good pages are hot.
They are. I don't let you read them too closely
Yeah.
because, they tend to spoil certain things. But for the most part, yeah, you're right. You're right.
My turn. Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Well, as I was going through the catalog on the train today, first of all, Vince, did you see that Disciples of the Soil is being republished?
I did.
Yeah. So anybody who's heard
Yeah.
Vince talk about it a long time ago on this podcast, if you
No,
missed out
not
on it,
that long.
I know
Yeah.
you can. Well, I mean, it's 10:38, so it's been a minute. Because it was originally published in 2024. So,
Wow.
but you didn't talk about. I think you
That's
talked about it either in late that year or early 2025. Regardless, so it's coming out again from Avery Hill. If you missed out on it before, you can get it now. It was a. There were a couple of things because every time I turned the page, I was like, "Oh wow! Oh, I'm picking this." You got a new Wade and Somni Batman and Robin book. Like, how the hell can I not pick that? Or you've got the I don't necessarily like doing like the DC Finest stuff, but you've got a Green Lantern book, which is one of my favorite eras of the group. But I end up going with something from Titan Comics because one of my favorite current art teams is Branton Stein because they drew the book Crowded from a few years ago that Image published. They've done covers here and there. I'm a fan of their work, and they have they're writing and drawing a graphic novel again published from Titan called Worst Man. It's a professional worst man. Radcliffe Raleigh is hired by the mother of the bride and merciless tech mogul Valentina McElligott to stop the wedding of her youngest daughter. With the price of failure being his life and less than 32 hours till I do, Rad's ready to pull out every trick in his arsenal to stop the wedding and save his skin until he meets best man and beefcake Chris Kafka. Determined to keep the best man close for purely professional reasons, Rad quickly realizes he may be on the wrong side of the aisle, and the only mistake needing to be rectified is one of his own making. But with sick guests, a ruined dress, and the smell of conspiracy wafting from the Bois-Avants, it is too late for Radcliffe to. Is it too late for Radcliffe to get the ceremony back on track? So again, from Titan Comics, $24.99 retail, 240 pages. Beautifully illustrated because there's some preview pages in the catalog from Brandt and Stein, and I'm going to get to see now how well they do on the writing side of things.
Very nice. Yes, excited for that one for sure. As I was for Hammer Fist, but that's a given because it's Remender.
Yeah.
All right, nice. For my pick, I'm gonna bring y'all to Oni Press, to the Flux House imprint, which
There we go.
is, of course, Mr. Matthew Kint's imprint at Oni. This is written by Matt Kint, art by Brian Hurt, which should make everybody smile that those two have been compadres at arms for going on 20 years now. It is, of course, Fort Psycho #1 of 12, a 12-issue maxi series. It's $5.99 for the single issue, but it is a 40-page comic with no ads. And also, interesting, they are saying that there will be no physical day and date release. Sorry, I said that wrong. There will be no digital day and date release for the first 4 issues. Physical only. So you got to get your paws on the physical if you want to read it when it's coming out. And the premise, it looks incredible. It says, welcome to Fort Psycho, the extreme action comic that only stops to reload. Writer Matt Kint and adrenaline racing artist Brian Hurt enter the 40-page first chapter of a powerful new maxi series stocked with trained killers, secret betrayals, and the long-buried truth about the mission that led them to an off-the-grid island prison with no hope of escape. In essence, it's about a team of military sort of black ops who were hired to find a group called the Seven SEALs, who were a terrorist group that sank the island of the nation of Singapore years before. And when they think that they found the leader, things go tits up. There's a big global disaster that they get blamed for, and they end up being imprisoned in a super prison of their own making called the Fort Cyclone, and aka Fort Psycho, and they have to presumably try and exist there and then escape. So looks badass. There's some crazy cover artists as well. I'm not much of a cover guy, but I have to say, Kint is definitely speaking my language, because of course you got Brian Hurt doing his own A cover, but you got Louis LaRosa, Dustin Weaver, our recent guest Kyle Starks, my boo David Rubin, Inaki Miranda. I mean, it's a murderer's row, quite literally, of Action Comics. So I'm super excited for this. I cannot wait.
It does look great.
There you go. So we did do our homework.
Of course we did.
For once, yeah.
For once.
Well, one down.
Yes.
Just once.
So
Find a way to finally make it right.
tell us about this game.
Yes, we're bringing it back. Everybody's favorite, OUFL, which we really should call OULF at this point, because I have us doing it out of order, because I feel like it's better to end on a good note. But this is, of course, overrated, underrated, least favorite, and favorite of a category. We come up with comics or comic adjacent categories, and we each scour our minds and our memory archives and come up with our choices in each of those 4 categories for each of the subjects. And I have to say, I think this evening's choices were extremely difficult, because the 3 categories that we're choosing, to my mind, are all amazing, and I think there are dozens of things in each that I genuinely love, and very few things in each that I genuinely dislike. Yeah. So it was an interesting challenge because of that. I had to, I felt like I was leaving a lot of amazing books on the cutting room floor, and I felt like I had to kind of get creative with some of my less the sort of the ones that were not really like giving the thumbs up to. So tricky.
Neat. Yeah.
Tricky. The categories are. Oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say something, Vince?
No, I thought it was difficult as well.
Yes.
Not only were the answers hard, but being a huge proponent of the truth, the answers for one of them would hurt people close to me. Like
I know. I bet you I know exactly what you're talking about.
The true answer, yeah, the true answer. So I had to either embrace the truth.
You have to embrace the truth.
Yeah, and I did.
Twin Peaks, baby. Yeah, we got it. I mean, X-Files. We got to embrace the truth. The truth is out there.
Yes.
All right, cool. So our 3 categories, again, these are banger categories. I would say there's way more good in these categories than not so good. The first is the Karen Berger Era Vertigo. So that is a massive era that's basically from the very beginning of Vertigo through 2013. So we had it's a pretty wide net, but I just wanted to make sure that we didn't cop out and pick our least favorite or overrated, from some Vertigo book that's come out since that no one really read. The second category we'll be tackling is comic strips, which we have covered over the years many times. We did several comic strip themed episodes over the years. And then last but certainly not least, we will be finishing up with our OUFL for black and white comics. Yes.
Nice.
Black and white.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Vince, being age before beauty, we will start with you, especially because you're the only one that was pretty much pubescent when Vertigo got started. What is your overrated Vertigo series?
Okay.
Is this where you had to be truthful?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were gonna.
It doesn't.
I thought you were gonna say I thought you were gonna say Sandman.
No, it doesn't come to the end.
Okay.
I bought everything Vertigo.
Same.
Everything.
I mean, not as it was coming out like originally, but I have, looking at this list this week, like preparing this, I think I have read 90 to 100% of the eligible books. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I bought it off the stands, right? Where I would try a series, and if it didn't click, if it was a finite series, like say 5 to 9 to 12 issues, I would buy them all anyway, even if I didn't like it, because I started, I might as well finish, right? But whereas if it was an ongoing, then I would judge whether it's me. I'd go back to the well and try it again, right? And a lot of times it was me. There was one, actually, there was two, where going back a number of times didn't really show me anything that I overlooked initially. This book had me some feeling some kind of way because people whose opinions I valued thought it was amazing, and I think it's certainly overrated. I think it's a snooze fest, and it's written by Brian K. Vaughan with art by Pia Guerra
You son of a bitch.
and Jose Marzan Jr. I'm talking about Wild the Last Man. I think it's completely overrated because, as I've said, I've done my homework and I've gone back a number of times, and each time I reread the first 5, 10 issues. I think that's where I ended it around issue 10, issue 11. I try and reread them, and it's just like somebody pinch me because I don't feel anything. Yeah, so for my answer for overrated is Why the Last Man.
I'm not surprised that's your pick because I know over the years how you feel about it. And yeah, I mean it's your own. Yeah, I can't say
It,
you're wrong.
it's
I
kind of
love the series. I love the series, but I'm not gonna like shake fists at
yeah.
you for it.
It's kind of bad when the only person within the first person character within the first 10 or 11 issues with which I identify is a monkey.
I mean, it's
You
low hanging
know,
fruit, so I'm just gonna leave it there. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right.
I
Why the
just
last man?
think, yeah,
Respect. Yeah. Again, I would have maybe guessed that was your pick. I thought you were gonna go scorched earth and say Sandman. So, but if not Sandman, I would have said that. Okay. Cool.
no, regardless of what Gaiman has done, I can't captured on paper. It's still excellent stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes great is great. Like in
Yeah,
Yeah.
like as you know, I was very late to the Sandman party. I read it in totality pretty much starting a few years ago during the pandemic, and I as I said at the time, I think I understand why it's many people's favorite comic series. It's incredible.
yeah.
So, all right, Why the Last Man? There we have it. Dap, you are up next. Overrated Vertigo.
So I remember this book being touted on one of the things that brought us all together, Comic Geek Speak. They absolutely adored this damn book, and I was like, I'm gonna try it because I think they even had it for one of their read along sessions. So I'm like, all right, this is perfect. I'll finally find out what everybody is bragging about with this book, why they're praising it, what makes it so great. And I read the first trade, and I could not understand why everybody loved this damn thing. And I tried. I even went back to it, and I was just like, it's not happening. So long story short, I am just going to say I'm co-signing with Vince. It is.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
Wow!
listen, I like Vaughn. I like Pia's art, especially her.
I was saying,
her
then
comic
you guys
strips
gave me such
especially.
shit for hanging out with Vaughn at Felix's dinner, and now you
Well, we
guys don't
still
even like the
will.
guy.
No, that's that's forever. But no,
Why the last man stinks?
it's like go sit down there with my friends. No, yeah, I think, I can't really explain it. It's just one of those things where it wasn't, there's no FOMO about it. I wasn't trying to, get caught up in the hype. I wasn't trying to be a contrarian. I was just like, people I respect, people who I appreciate their take on things. They're praising this thing, so I give it a shot. What the hell? And I've never felt so alone and just kind of like I don't. Why? What am I missing that everybody else is so enamored with this book about? And it just it's just one of those things where I'm just not.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
So wait, let me get this straight. You're the last man on the planet, York. You're the last dude, and you have all these women, and you're miserable. What? You're like a nubbish, a schlub. What's your problem?
Are we veering into the manosphere now? Is that what we're doing?
No, we're not. Yeah, I would
Lousy
think
with spoils.
if the whole planet. Come on.
Right on. Well, I'm going to lose us some patrons. I'm going to actually. There are people they're going to turn off their listening device, throw it across the room, and say, "This motherfucker, I've had enough."
Yeah.
Go
ahead. No, I those are big words.
Yeah. I think the most overrated Vertigo book from the Berger era is Hellblazer.
There's something wrong with him. Yeah, there's really something wrong with him.
Hear me out. I try and be very careful with choices here, and let me preface again. I think most Vertigo of this era is great, but I think it's overrated because number one, I think very few people have read all of it. I think the early years carry tremendous weight when people talk about it. I think that John Constantine is a plot device dressed as a protagonist. I think that when I think of Vertigo, I think it is about singular creative voices or teams of voices that tell their story. And that's not what Hellblazer was. It was 300 issues of lots and lots of different people telling their stories. And for my money, that's not what I think made Vertigo great. And let's be honest, there are some absolutely all-time great arcs of Hellblazer. But there were 300 issues, and there was a lot of mid in that 300 issues. And if we're judging a book in this sense, we got to judge the entirety of it, for my opinion. Because this isn't like pick an arc. And so for me, the entirety of Hellblazer, ended up being pretty mid to sad, especially those last bunch of years. So that's why I think it's overrated. I think there are arcs and creative teams during the 300 issues of Hellblazer that are all-time great. But I don't think the series as a whole is worthy of the praise that it gets. And I think most people that have read it would actually, in their honest moment, agree with that because they also, if they've read it all, have read a lot of mid.
You done?
Damn.
Listen, I mean, fortunately for me, you can't quit. And you can't quit. And you're not a patron. So, yeah, go ahead. Have at it.
Well, I get to do underrated.
Oh, you're not even going to... You're just going to... Okay.
My underrated is Hellblazer. I think it's not only one of the best Vertigo series, it's one of the best series of all time.
There you go.
Garth Ennis, Mike Carey, Pete Milligan, Jamie Delano, Richard Corbin, Mike Hoffman, Mark Buckingham, Dave McKean, John Phillips, Steve Pugh. You want me to stop? I don't want to stop. I don't want to. I think it's crazy to think that this series is bad. I think it's
no one said it was bad.
Okay. Frozen.
Overrated is not bad.
Corbin did it.
You're making my case for me because you're calling it one of the best comics of all time, and that's why I would argue it's overrated because I don't think it is. But
Guy Davis, Charlie Adler. It's just stupid. It's
I
ridiculous.
would just ask you again. I think you're forgetting the last 150 issues because we
I'm
did the
not.
show. We did the show for a decade while it was still being published. And if we go back in the archives, I don't think any of us, you being most likely, but Niesman too, talked about this book more than once or twice, maybe, while it was coming out.
No, you're
Usually
right. You're
tangentially.
right. Yeah, because it's not one of those things I'm willing to share with.
Okay. Okay. Good. This is me. This is my J Law okay meme right now. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Sure. Not salute. Like I said, I knew that I knew I was going to start off with a bang. I knew my pick was going to be incendiary. So.
Yeah, I think you're just saying it just to say it. But
I'm
if
not.
I
Well,
didn't
now
know,
that's hurtful. I mean, again, when are we not being honest? When are we not
No,
being honest? I'm being honest.
if I didn't know you so well, I would think you were just saying it just to say it.
Nah.
But you don't say anything just to say things.
Yeah.
So,
I can't wait for Kat to say that Hellblazer is his most underrated. Go ahead, Dat.
It is not. I wanted to. I so wanted to.
You did?
No. I didn't want to say anything about Hellblazer.
Oh.
Hellblazer's not on my list. I'll just tell you that right now.
Okay.
I so wanted to say, like, Madame Xanadu, just to give, Matt the rub.
Sure. Yeah.
But,
yeah. That's a book,
but I don't think, I don't, just because I feel nobody talks about it enough with the Amy Reeder art and the great covers and Matt's great writing for this almost 40 issue series. People are aware of it. It's out there. It's recent-ish. So, I'm not worried about it. So I decided to do a deep cut for one of the, it's not the first, may not be the second, but it's an early mini series. It's one of the first mini series from Vertigo that I read. And I read it because the covers were so fucking striking. By Evan Wilson and Richard Bruning, and it's a Vertigo book, but the title character is a Green Lantern villain, and I'm talking about Skingraft: The Adventures of a Tattooed Man. It's a 4-issue miniseries. It's from 1993, and it just like a Max title where there's like no Marvel heroes really in it. It's the same thing. It's just this dude's in prison. He gets out of prison. He decides to become a tattoo artist in San Francisco. There's Yakuza are involved. It's a freaky story. If I see it this weekend, maybe I'll rescue it again because I haven't read it in a minute. So some of this might be rose-colored glasses, but it is just one of those things where looking at thinking about everything that Vertigo put out, and unlike you two, I haven't read everything published.
Well, I haven't read that, so I can't speak. You got me on this.
Sure, no, I get that. I mean, aside from me and writer John Prosser and artist Warren Please, I don't know who else has. So it's just one of those things because I can't. Unfortunately, I can't put Animal Man on my list. I can't say much about Sandman. So I had to go with what I've read, and this is absolutely something that and underrated may even be a stretch because someone's going to read this and just be like, "And you mocked why the last week." So I'm not. However somebody wants to feel about it, that's fine.
The same thing.
I know, it's fine. But yeah, so I'm going to say, hey, this is something that no one has probably thought about since the months this was published. So I'm going with this one as an underrated Skingraft. The
Brother,
Adventures
man,
of the Tattoo
you
Man.
speak your truth, man. You got to speak your truth,
go.
I mean, my underrated, probably not a surprise to many. It's Scalped, written by Jason Aaron, with most of the issues drawn by R.M. Guerra. I mean, there were other artists who did issues here and there, but R.M. was the majority of the art, the co-creator, and did most of the art. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, I know, again, for our listeners, they might be like, well, wait a minute, you've loved this on this book, and that's true. I just don't think that Scalped is like revered outside of our ecosystem in the same way. And I genuinely think it's one of the best crime comics ever. I reread the entire thing like 6 months ago, give or take, ? But like recently, actually, I just sat down and started reading it, and then like over the weekend, just pretty much reread the whole thing, and it's amazing. And it's like it's at the top of my list of comic series I think would make an amazing modern day television show. I hope that happens someday. Who knows? But to me, it's I just think it's gritty and raw and violent, and it's one of Jason Aaron's best because every character has a satisfying arc. I mean, some of those arcs end up being they die, but like he everyone we meet pretty much has an important role to play, and we see them through an entire life cycle of the journey of these few years that take place on the res. So I love that book. Again, I get the feeling it's not as universally loved and praised broadly. Maybe I'm wrong there, but for me, I gotta shout it out as underrated scalped.
Okay. Processing. I least favorite. Now, I have done my homework on this as well.
Here we go. Okay.
It was released as a free issue where you can read the first one for nothing, and I was bored shitless by the free issue, and I thought, I'll check out issues 2 and 3, and I think the featured character Gwen Dillon is one of the most boring protagonists in my total memory. Is written by Chris Roberson with art by Michael and Laura Allred, with letters by Todd Klein. I am talking about iZombie. It is by far my least favorite Vertigo series.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about it, honestly, because I kind of forgot about it, but I do remember thinking it was pretty mid, like...
Yeah, it's
bad.
I thought it started
for
off
the
strong.
Allred.
And they made it into a TV show, too. Which is
Yeah, the TV show was
know.
great. I love the show, but...
Oh, was it? I didn't watch it.
Well, I did the first couple of seasons. It kind of it did typical CW fashion. It petered out towards the end. But no, I thought the comic series started off strong. The first arc, getting introduced to the characters and the setup, I was digging it. I did not stick with it.
Well, I think that says everything you need to say about the book.
Yeah. And honestly, we all love the dude. I looking back on it, I do believe Allred has looked better. This wasn't his shining moment.
Well, we're not going to connect with everything.
Sure.
You know, where is Hellblazer really that bad? I would say no, but if it doesn't connect, it doesn't connect. You know,
For the record, I didn't say it was bad. I said it was overrated. I also said that some of the arcs are the best comics of all time. Like
all right,
I didn't pick it as my least favorite. That would be ridiculous, and you should throw me off the show if I picked it as my least favorite.
Okay. Well, my least favorite Vertigo out of all of the hundreds and hundreds.
You did. I saw it.
Yeah, I did. Of all of the hundreds of issues that I've read, is iZombie.
Yeah. What you got, Dan?
I'm kind of calling an audible here. I'm not using least favorite in a way that I dislike it. Out of all the Vertigo books I've read, I think this book is amazing and should be read, but it's something I have on my shelf. It's behind me. I'm only reading it once. I have absolutely no reason to visit it.
Oh, yeah.
So my least favorite, because I do love it. Well, love it might be a strong word. I like it a lot, but my least favorite Vertigo book is Pride of Baghdad.
Is what?
Pride of Baghdad.
Oh, that's boring as well.
I really like that. I like Pride of Baghdad a lot. Nico Henrichs and art. I think it's...
Oh, the art is
fantastic.
fantastic.
The one about the lions?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one about the zoo. The
Baghdad zoo that escaped. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get through that.
Yeah.
I can't go least favorite on that because I genuinely like it, but I understand where you're coming from.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can't. There aren't too many. There aren't too many. I mean, I guess I could follow Vince again and say iZombie, but yeah, there are. This was one that I do like it. I think people should read it. It's one of my favorite Vaughn stories. And like you said, I mean, Nico's art is stunning. But yeah, it's not a top 5 Vertigo book for me. But I still wanted people. I still think people should read it, recognize it. And when I look at all my favorite books that I've read from Vertigo, this is probably my least favorite.
Yeah.
But you care about people.
God forbid. God forbid. My least favorite was really easy. Was really easy because to me, one of the things that Vertigo is synonymous with is Grant Morrison. I mean, we've talked about Grant a lot over the years. I think he's one of the best writers ever to grace the industry. And many of his seminal works are Vertigo books, right? I mean, obviously, Animal Man, Doom Patrol, Flex Metallo. The Invisibles, we could go on and on. There's just, I mean, all-time great comics that you could choose from. Grant, you could do a whole Grant Morrison top 10, really, and be good. So with that in mind, for me, my least favorite Vertigo book easily is Sea Guy. As you guys know, I fucking hate that book.
Wow, yeah.
I think it's everything. We've talked about Morrison and like how there's kind of 2 versions of Morrison. Morrison's always going to be weird, like that's kind of his thing, right? But he's when he's at his best, in my opinion, is when he crafts a story that works on multiple levels. So you've got the deep stuff, you've got the esoteric stuff, but then you've also got enough of a surface level plot to sort of appeal to everybody, keep everybody happy. And where he gets crazy is when he starts wanting to basically like almost like not insult the readers, but say like, well, I'm doing this for me. You can either enjoy it or not, and to me, Sea Guy is like the embodiment of that. It was pretentious. It was not. It had no real narrative by design. It just to me felt like he was kind of, and I'm sure he wasn't, but at the time, if I recall talking about it on the show passionately, I felt like he was kind of sticking his finger up at those of us who just buy and read everything he makes. And on top of that, like I've never been a huge Cam Stewart fan before we knew he was a douchebag in real life. And so I didn't really like the overly muscular cartoony art. The whole thing really didn't work for me. And I just remember feeling some kind of way because, we don't get a lot of Grant Morrison comics anymore. So when it was happening, I was excited for it. So yeah, so that's the one Grant Morrison comic I will never ever read again and never recommend to somebody. So.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit when you say to your readership that, well, I'm doing this for me, so screw you.
Mm-hmm.
You have an audience, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. You can't say screw you. You have to give the people a certain amount of whatever to validate their purchase of the book.
Yes.
I think Cam Stewart is great.
No, I know. Yeah,
I don't like the person that Cam Stewart is, but I think his art is really good. I think Grant oversteps his bounds when he starts talking to the audience, much like Animal Man, when he starts talking to the audience as if, well, you're stupid.
Yeah.
It's you. It's not me. Well,
right.
Maybe it is you. You know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I tend to agree with you. I think Sea Guy is my least favorite Morrison book, but it's still a Morrison book.
It is. I mean, yeah, but that's kind of why I dislike it so much, because it's Morrison, and like I should love Morrison. It should be such an easy. He's an easy. I mean, I'm an easy lay when it comes to Morrison. So it's like,
well,
for me to like. Well, okay. Now hold on. Just relax, buddy. Relax. All right. Okay. All right. It's time for everyone's drum roll. It's time for Vince's favorite Vertigo series. Now I know what I think it's going to be, but we'll see if I'm right.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. Wait.
What?
Everything that Vince just said about Grant Morrison
Right.
sticking his thumb in his nose to the fans, and
There's
and
where's the
recognizing.
difference between Frank Miller
Oh,
and Jim
okay. So
Morrison.
DK2 is a masterpiece.
I didn't want to derail the conversation, but I was thinking the same thing.
Thank you.
There's
All right. So it's not
worlds of
just me.
difference.
We
No.
can carry.
By the
it.
way, you see, actually, that's a good. I'm glad you mentioned that though. Random. It was how the because friend of the show David Harper off panel podcast. He is actually having Frank Miller on his show in a few weeks, which
Awesome.
is a huge get for any of us, right?
That's
He
great.
does not do podcasts, and as some of you know, but maybe don't, like David Harper is doing off panel full time now. So I guess like that can mean a lot. So I know he's very excited.
Good for him.
Yeah. I mean,
him.
I'm gonna fucking tune in. Like he's not coming on our show, so
awesome.
I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, fuck him. Let's see how well you know me.
Okay.
What would you say would be my favorite Vertigo? David.
Oh, okay.
Shit. I don't know. I am tempted to say Animal Man, and I know I'm wrong. And I know as soon as you can say it, I'm going to say that's it exactly.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Jason.
I would say Fables.
You'd both be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Swamp Thing.
Fucking
Oh.
A. Yes. Duh.
Well, yeah, you know what? And this is my own, this is me putting DAP level rules on it.
Thank you.
I didn't say Swamp Thing counted for me in my canon because it started before Vertigo existed. But I understand that, like, history is, written by
so
the
did
winners, and
Sandman.
Swamp Thing is very much owned and
Yeah.
perceived as Vertigo. So
If Swamp Thing didn't exist, then maybe it could be Fables, maybe it could be Animal Man.
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
But Swamp Thing, fortunately,
Yeah, well, honestly,
Yeah, I
again,
think
if
That's fair.
Swamp Thing
I get
had been on my list because I had crossed it out because of it came, I would have picked it. It just wasn't top of mind because I didn't see it here on my list. So.
yeah. Alan Moore. Rick
I mean,
Beach.
listen, again, kind of what I was saying
Doug
at the start of this. Swamp Thing is, as we maybe do some honorable mentions, like Swamp Thing is one of the greatest comic series ever. Period.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, of course, it could and should be your and many others.
How many times have I bought the anatomy lesson at this point? How many times? Bissett, Tobin, Nancy Collins, Pat Broderick, Mark Miller, Grant again to bring up Grant Morrison, Jen Constantine came up. Shut up. Came up in Swamp Thing. It's just a great book. It is. And it stays great. All of the arcs are very specific and follow a different flavor or tone. Like the Veach is not the Alan Moore, which is not the Nancy Collins. But I think that the book is amazing throughout, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
So, it's my thing. Swamp Thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
It's perfect. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Oh, I went with one of the first Vertigo books I remember buying off the shelf as these issues were coming out, as these sole 3 issues were coming out, having never read a Sandman comic prior to this. I absolutely adore, and is still my favorite Vertigo book, Death, the High Cost of Living.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I am stunned.
Me too.
I am really stunned.
Yeah, me too.
There's just it obviously it caught my Chris's artwork was the pencils by Chris Hallo and inks by Mark Buckingham. Obviously written by Neil Gaiman and I mean we sort of kind of get an adapted version of these 3 issues in the in one episode of the Netflix Sandman show. But yeah, it's basically Death Takes a Holiday, more or less. Dee Dee, Death's uh, humanish alter ego when she's visiting Earth. Meet some people, and it's just it. I think about it every once in a while, and it's one of those things that I mean, it's weird because of the subject matter, but it makes you smile. I do. I mean, it's got some great lines. And yes, she is one of my favorite family members of the Endless. But it's also, if it's not the first Vertigo miniseries, it's one of the earliest ones because again, it came out in early
Yeah,
1993.
I think it's pretty early. Yeah.
But yeah, it's and again, and I went in, again having no real familiarity with Sam, other than knowing that it's a book that exists, but having no idea about the characters from that book. This is just something that is from the first page on. It latched onto me, and I haven't been able to shake it. So yeah, it is. It still to this day, all these years later, it's my favorite Vertigo book.
Wow. I'm stunned.
Yeah, respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. All right.
I think it's a good answer. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I guess I didn't see that coming because you're just not like a Sandman guy. Yeah. Oh,
Right.
wow. Okay. Well, my favorite again. There really was only one answer for me. Like I couldn't. There were many books that I thought were worthy of choosing in this spot, but like it has to be the book that it is, and it has to be 100 Bullets, right? Like it's. I mean, do I love a book more than 100 Bullets? I mean, honestly, right? Like, do I? I mean, like I've read it the whole series like 4 times. I own 40 plus pages of the series in art form. Like I just adore the book in a way that I don't think I've enjoyed many other comics. Like it works for me on reread. I think about the book all the time. I'm always looking online for pages. Like I adore the thing. And so while there are many books I think that are worthy of celebrating in this category, I mean I just think it would be disingenuous to not pick 100 Bullets as my favorite.
Yeah. I expected you to say that.
Yeah, for sure. But it's Vertigo, dude. There's a lot of books we didn't even fucking mention.
Yep.
We didn't mention American Vampire. We mentioned Animal Man, but none of us chose it. DMZ, my canceled cousin. Doom
Loveless.
Patrol, again, an all time fucking great book.
Yeah.
I mean, I threw Fables out because I thought Vince might pick it, but also one of my another one of my all time favorite books. Flex Mentallo, Lucifer, Preacher. None of us fucking mentioned Preacher, which is again an incredibly phenomenal book.
Invisibles?
If Sandman Mystery Theater, Shade the Changing Man, Sweet Tooth, The Invisibles, Transmet,
The Losers.
We Three, and so that's what those were on my list. Those were my other short list books, but I don't know if you guys have any others. But it's fucking an incredible fucking imprint that probably will never be seen again. Like that level.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, they're trying.
Yeah, they're trying. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
I mean, but many of those books are like all-time pantheonic books, though. Like
they are. They are.
So.
Yeah. Our next category is OUFL comic strips.
Yes.
Or OULF.
Yeah.
Well, OULF.
Yeah. This is
And I appreciate this category, but I thought it was incredibly hard, incredibly difficult to list my favorite comic strips. Where well, go ahead.
No, I had 3 right off the bat. There was one that I was just like I kind of had an idea, but I knew I filled out 3 of the 4 right away.
I think I had 3 of the 4 right away as well.
I got the positive ones very easily, where the negative ones, like the overrated and the least favorite, I don't dislike many comic strips.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying at the beginning. I mean, all of these categories are more good than bad. I mean, there's yeah.
And it's up to me to start it off with the most overrated comic of all time.
Comic, yep. Mm-hmm.
I will say Ack. Because
No.
Kathy by Kathy.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay, I was like, what is Act? Do I not know this one? Okay. Oh,
No,
Kathy.
I see.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Ack was going somewhere else. Thank you for that, Vince.
No, no,
Kathy's-
no.
I think Kathy would be on a lot of people's short list here on this one.
Yeah,
This was, yeah.
I think it's not only accurate, but it's also safe because I've seen more often than not single women think Kathy was the be all and the end all, whereas I've seen guys look at Kathy and be like, "What's the deal? I don't get it." Whereas if you're taking 50% of your audience and throwing it in the dustbin, I think it's not only creatively vacant, I think it's incredibly stupid as well. Where I think Kathy is incredibly overrated because it
Agreed.
only encapsulates 50% of the market share. Yeah, Jason could tell you better, but for my money, Kathy. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not my choice, but she,
Right.
that's certainly, that's certainly
Same.
one that yeah.
My overrated immediately came to mind because it was just one of those comic strips. For backstory, part of my comic book, part of my love for the medium is because my father would come home with the Daily News every day, and I would get to read the comic strips. That was it. And the local paper had some different strips, so I was happy. I was in heaven, and they were large, and it was great. It was time to be alive. So, I mean, I would read comic strips every day, and for a long time, I would read the online versions, and until there's just not enough time in the day. So, I've fallen away from a lot of strips. But when I was reading them every single day, I would read just about every single strip on that page. Nothing would ever go out of sight, and even if I had to find other strips because they were either in the sports page or some other section that really didn't fit, but I'd read the comic strips. And I tried to read one pretty much every day, and I wasn't the target demographic. It was too dense, too impenetrable. I didn't care really about the subject matter. And to this day, I still feel the most overrated comic strip is Doonesbury.
Oh, see,
Oh,
you're losing me. You're losing me.
wow. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I was reading
I'm a little
Dune, bro.
gobsmacked. A little gobsmacked.
I mean, you were older than I was when Doonesbury was being published, so I mean, you were
Yeah,
probably
there's
more in
that.
tune with the
I wasn't,
political
though.
side. So,
I wasn't, though.
Yeah,
you were reading
you
Doonesbury?
had
You were
to.
digging it.
Love Doonesbury.
That's
You
cool.
had to be right, but it requires you to be
But I was 10 going on 40. So,
right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. It requires you to be
Nowadays, it's
plugged
published in the
in
Financial Times.
to right to the all
Current events.
rigueur
Yeah.
news of the week. You know.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're not, then you'd read Dude's and you'd be like, "What's so funny? I don't get
Right.
it."
Well, I'm going to thank my boo for knocking me off the pedestal most audacious pick tonight already. Thank you for that.
No, I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't think.
for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely.
No,
Appreciate that,
no,
my boo. My
you
boo,
could
that's my boo.
you could say, but it's not
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's not. No.
This was one that was pretty easy for me. My most overrated comic strip is Heathcliff.
Wow.
Heathcliff is corny. It's the other orange fat cat.
I agree.
Garfield's better in every single way. It's better cartooning,
Yeah.
funnier jokes, more memorable supporting characters. Heathcliff was lazy, repetitive. I didn't think Gately was a particularly great artist, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah, so this was easy. I was a Garfield kid for life, fam.
Mm-hmm.
G up, H down, bitches. So Heathcliff is overrated.
That's
I
good.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm upset with that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Underrated. I have. I'm not tweaking the formula, but I have one flippant answer and I have one that's the real answer.
Okay.
And the flippant answer is Peanuts by Charles M. Schultz.
That's
Interesting.
hilarious.
Unpack
I
that for
do
me.
not think that we have, while Peanuts is reviled as one of the best, the greatest strips of all time.
I would say arguably considered the greatest comic strip of all time by like 90% of
Right.
people.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think Peanuts has done things for the comic strip and publishing as well
Sure.
that we've yet to suss out.
So your argument is
Okay,
that even though we all think it's great, it's even greater than we think is your point.
yes.
Okay.
My real answer is Linda Berry with Ernie Pooks comic. I think that is the most underrated strip of all time because she opened so many doors. It was an underground strip to begin with that somehow took root. Where it was in, I think, one or two papers initially, but by the time it was finished in 2008, it was in 70 papers. What? It's this crazy little coming of age comic that is drawn by a woman. What? What are you talking about, a woman? Women can't do comic strips. Yes, they can if they're Linda Berry, and I think it is crazy good. It's insane how good Early Books comic is, and Linda Berry. So that is my answer.
Nice.
Respect.
This was the one that I'll struggled, maybe not the right word, but I had to whittle it down. There were many here that I wanted to kind of give a shout out to just because I think they deserve the recognition. And then doing some research, I found out that Get Fuzzy isn't published anymore, for better or for worse. Even though Lynn tried to as the characters in her strip, because it was loosely based on her life and her family, as the characters grew and aged and got married and had their own kids, she tried to kind of do like a reboot, relaunch of sorts, altering some dialogue or some characters and kind of just maybe modernizing it a smidge, but that also didn't last too long. So I'm going with a comic strip called Zits, which is about a kid, teenager, giving his parents a hard time. I like the cartooning. I like the art in it. It was similar to, it was almost like a male led Luann, because I enjoyed Luann for a while too. But yeah, Zits was just a lot of fun. It was your typical 3-panel strip, and just reading about this kid and wanting to drive his parents' car or go out with his girlfriend, anything like that. It was funny. It was clever. It was it didn't feel it was a lot fresher than reading about the kids from High and Lois or Blondie or anything like that. So it was one that I read every day. So yeah, my underrated is I'm gonna go with Zits.
I don't think I know from Zits. I don't think I know this
Okay.
one. Huh. Okay. My underrated, and I'm kind of going more the Vince route here because, admittedly, I'll say up front, it won a Pulitzer Prize. So one might argue that maybe it's hard to call something underrated that wins a Pulitzer, but I'm still going to go with it because I think it's underrated, and that is Bloom County. I actually was having a mini heart attack when Dap was doing his overrated soliloquy before he picked Doonesbury, because I thought he was going to pick Bloom County and I was going to throw
No.
up in my mouth. Of course, creator Berkeley Breathed. As I said, it won a Pulitzer, so there's a sleeve of us that fully appreciate its greatness. But I even remember as it was coming out back in the day, reading it, and I know this can be a shock for some of you, but I tend to be a bit of an intellectual elitist. And I remember that was one of the first things in my life that I realized separated smart people from dumb people. people that didn't like Bloom County were generally too dumb to find it engaging because it was highly political. And I thought that people that thought it was funny were people that I could relate to. So, and I stand by that. So, yes, I think that it has not, I think, stayed in the public consciousness, probably because the work was so political and timely that like it's not timeless, right? Like a lot of strips you can pick up collections now, like Peanuts or some others, and just read them and laugh. Like they don't have, they're not from any particular time. In Bloom County's case, it's very much of the moment, right? Like by design, and so I don't think it's stayed in the public consciousness in the same way, and that's a shame because it was truly inspired stuff. Kind of like the A24 of comic strips, right? Like if everything else was like popcorn summer movies. So love that fucking strip. Bloom County.
That's a good pick.
You realize that you are doing exactly the same thing that Grant Morrison does, right?
What do you mean?
Because you're just like, you're too fucking stupid to get it. So,
Did I not just say I realize I'm an intellectual elitist? Yeah,
yeah, a little bit.
I acknowledge it, but that's not new news. I am an actual.
Yeah.
Of course, I look down upon people I think are stupid. Absolutely.
I love you.
Yeah.
I do. My least favorite pick.
What county are you?
This one was really easy.
Okay.
Where I do not want to give the creator any spotlight because I think they're a scumbag.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah, Scott.
I mean, he's also dead. I mean, he's dead to be fair. So.
Well, Scott Adams was a scumbag.
Yes.
Well, my least favorite is Dilbert.
Yeah.
I've tried a number of times to crack the surface of Dilbert, and without success. I do not think he's funny. I do not think his characters are funny. I do not think his cartooning is any good. I think Dilbert is a waste of space on that comic book page.
I think it would have been like a perfect pick for Overrated until we knew that Dilbert was. I mean, until we knew that Scott Adams was a piece of shit, right? Because then it like fell off the because 10 years ago Dilbert was beloved. Like people loved that fucking strip, and I was like, really?
Yeah,
So I would have been like,
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
But then we learned he was a total chode, and then everyone just was like, oh fuck it.
Yep.
By the time that it was revealed that he was less than savory, I would repeatedly try to get into Dilbert, and that just would not work.
Yeah.
But then once that it was revealed that he was,
Yeah.
a little less than squeaky clean, I'd be like, okay, I'm done trying.
Yep. Yeah. Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dilbert was. It was one of the strips that I read every day. I did have some of the books before I realized how horrible Scott Adams was. It was because of where I work. The strips would be sent around the office from time to time. Some of the items were some of the things that the characters in the strip said felt applicable to some of the bullshit that goes on at work. So it was fitting, as long as, again, you can separate the art from the artist. I have absolutely no problem with that being anybody's least favorite. For me, my least favorite, and this is a case where, unlike the Vertigo sessions with Pride of Baghdad, my least favorite is because it's a strip that I don't care for. I can't get into. I'm not the target audience. And we already discussed it. It's Kathy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. You good, Depp? Should I go right?
I'm good. No, that's all I need to say.
All right. I'm surprised I'm the only one that picked this as least favorite because I would assume this would be the most widely picked strip for people's least favorite. But I'm going with chalk on this one. Fucking Family Circus. Family Circus is fucking.
There's something wrong with you.
Right?
Wait, what?
There's
No,
something.
that is the consensus worst comic strip, like for sure. Like that is the most that is the most often cited worst comimic strip. Like I'm picking chalk here. I'm not
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Well, I'm not. Okay, I'm not like. Okay, well, whatever. I think it's fucking the core. It personifies the American nuclear family in the most passionless way. Like the kids have no personality. It's so saccharine and fucking G-rated. It's like
Yeah, but the dotted line.
Maybe if you're like 5, it's cute, but like as soon as you actually realize like original sin and like that the world is a flawed place, it just felt so saccharine and corny. I mean, I've always been an R-rated person, not a G-rated person. I know you're like a fucking, you're an innocent soul. So
yeah, it takes you back to a time when the world assembled.
Oh yeah, I mean when blacks had to be in the back of the bus and they couldn't eat.
Oh, see, now you're wrong.
And women had to be pregnant and couldn't voice their opinions. Yeah, no, it's very evocative of a bygone time. It's that a lot of us or some of us are nostalgic for sure.
Well, if you're gonna temper it with racism and misogyny,
I painted you into a corner. In all fairness, Family Circus is neither racist nor misogynistic. I'm just saying it. To me, it was boring when I was a kid. It's boring now. It can get the flock out of here.
Okay, my all-time favorite comic strip. Again, I will hand on over to Depp to see if he knows me as well as he thinks he does. My all-time favorite.
But it's not Peanuts though. It's not.
No, no,
it's not Peanuts. I would. This is one that I would put money on. And if I'm wrong, so be it. But I truly believe Vince's favorite comic strip is Gasoline Alley. If it's not Dick Tracy, it's Gasoline Alley.
I was going to say my pick is Crazy Cat.
Jason would be correct.
Yeah. Yes, okay. Bitches. Yeah. You know this.
Yeah, Crazy Cat. Experimental, surreal. Kerouac loved it. Charles M. Schultz loved it. Will Eisner loved it. I think it's so far ahead of the other strips that it's not even funny. George Herman's Crazy Cat.
Because we did an episode years ago on comic strips, like the whole episode, and I remember you learning us on Crazy Cat at the time. So that's stuck with me.
It's so
good. The reason I have the fucking big honking goddamn book right next to me.
It is a big. It is.
Christ.
It's a really, really big book.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. It's fucking bigger than a fucking Taschen.
It comes in a box.
It does.
With a handle.
Yes.
You know what else is ginormous? The fucking that little Nemo in Slumberland book.
Yes, that's right here
dude,
too.
That's like the size of a fucking billboard, dude. It's fucking humongous. It's
a fucking Dreaming of the Dream book, and it and that fucking that Sunday Fun Day, whatever the hell book that Vince also had me buy.
Oh
The Little Nemo dwarfs that goddamn thing. It's massive compared to it.
For sure.
The record. My number 2 is the Nemo in Slumberland.
I mean that would have been on my short list for you, but I kind of felt like
surprised you didn't fucking say the Yellow Kid. Jesus Christ, man.
No.
Jesus Christ.
I don't like. Yeah.
Got it.
The Yellow Kid. I don't like how he portrays blacks.
Holy shit.
It's not funny.
This Yellow Kid, that's ridiculous.
It's not funny. That's a whole
holy shit. Oh my god. Oh Christ. Okay.
I'm turned.
All right, Dad, what's your favorite?
I will ask Vince's question to see who knows me.
Well, it's Calvin and Hobbes, right?
Yeah. It's gotta be.
I knew you guys would say that, but no, it is not.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
Okay.
No, it is not. It is not.
I
mean, I absolutely, dude.
I worse.
Wait, for better or worse?
No, I already mentioned for better or for worse, but no, and it's not the Far. My holy trinity was Calvin and Hobbes, The Far Side, and this one. This is my hands down all time favorite comic strip. It was already mentioned tonight. I would hand draw the covers of the Treasury editions. I absolutely I played the goddamn vinyl flexi disc that came with Billy and the Boingers. My all time favorite comic strip is Bloom County.
Yeah,
That's right. I did
Yeah.
remember that you love Bloom County. Yeah.
as long as it's not the Far Side.
Dude,
then
for a half. Wait, what?
we're good. I don't think he's funny. I don't think Larson's
Holy shit,
funny.
dude! That's
Oh no,
where
the
you
Far
far- we
Side
far
was my
away.
shit. I love the hell out of
The
it.
Far Side would
Yeah.
be if the comic strip I'm about to say for my favorite didn't exist. The Far Side would be my pick.
And that is
Definitely my
why
number two favorite comic strip.
and that's why Vince scared me at the beginning when he said "ack" because that's something that Billy the Cat always said. I forgot it had to be
Right,
the Kathy.
right.
So when you said "ack," you freaked me the fuck out because I was like, if this motherfucker says the most overrated comic strip is Bloom County, we're gonna have.
Well, that's why, Dap, when you were talking in the beginning with the Overrated, I was like, "You gonna say Bloom County?" Because number one, I'm like, I'm gonna feel some kind of way if he's shitting on Bloom County, and number two, I was like, I thought he loved Bloom County, so I was mad confused, and then he said Doonesbury, so I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, well, no, I mean, obviously, I was my pick for underrated, so I'm with you on it. It's great. My pick, though, I mean, how could it? I had to be Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah,
Fucking love
yeah,
it.
that's
First of
what
all,
I
I love it.
Yep.
And as I've told the story many times, I've read so much of the series in those big, beautiful, oversized hardcovers to my kids when they were growing up. So it was a very, I would get home from work, obviously, and, it was basically all I had was time to put them to bed. We'd read the comics. It was just very much a good part of great, significant memory for me of my children in their sort of very early years. And so, I just adore it. And like ultimate grail for me would be, I guess in many collectors would be a Bill Watterson piece. There's so few that even exist in the ether. So, to me, just perfect. I cannot think of a single thing wrong with Hobbs other than that he doesn't make it anymore. So, yeah. I absolutely love that fucking strip. All right. Nice. All right.
My children.
Hmm?
My children.
Yeah, my children. All right, black and white comics. Now, this is interesting, too, because I have to say, like, when I threw the category out to y'all, in my mind, I was thinking of, like, black and white periodical comics. Like Turtles. You know what I mean? Like 80s era when half the comics or a third of the comics in the comic book store were black and white.
Sure.
But then when I sat down to do it, I was like, oh, like, you could take this a lot of ways. Like, it's just really about technically like a comic that was printed in black and white. Like, so we'll see how everybody's picks went. But I ended up like sort of changing my list after I kind of expanded my own interpretation of what you could mean by black and white comics. But anyway, we'll see. Vince, black and white comics overrated.
Okay. Well, the person knows that I love them. So what I'm about to say is the truth, but it does not invalidate their opinion on this book. It does not denigrate their opinion on this book. I've tried a number of times to read it. I thought it was one of those things where it's me and not them. There's got to be something wrong with me if I'm not getting where these people are coming from. I've done the work required to crack the code, so to speak, about this book, and it seems like every time I try, the code is cracked, but it's never favorable to the book. And I am talking about as soon as I say this, the person's gonna know that I'm dealing with them. James O'Barr and The Crow. I think.
Oh, brother, it was almost my pick. It wasn't my pick, but it was like right on the. I had like 2 or 3 left, and I was like, it was almost my pick.
No, I'm not an authority on this at all. But David loves The Crow.
As does Justin. Justin's listening to this absolutely lit right
Yes,
now.
and I'm not saying this to make what you're about to say any less impactful, but I have never, ever, ever been able to get into The Crow. To the point where I think Brandon's death, but it just happened. So well.
I got to be honest with you. I mean, I don't have as much of a visceral opinion on the comic as much, but I think the movie is one of the worst or most overrated films ever made. I am literally mystified that a huge chunk of our friends think of it in the way that they do. Like, I think
It's a terrible film.
it is
And
a
I
terrible
believe
film in all ways. It's structurally a bad film. It's shot poorly. The effects are terrible.
Yep.
The plot is bad. The acting's bad. Like, I honestly, like, I cannot understand why people watch that and it's like their shit. It is one of the more mystifying cultural touchstones of our.
I agree. I agree, and I do not like I perhaps I was a bit flippant in my assessment of Brandon Lee,
Lee?
where
Rest in peace.
soon, yeah, I get, yes, that says it all. Rest in peace. But I think the film is garbage, and I know garbage movies when I see them, and I think The Crow is not good. It's not worthy of the acclaim. But it just
But you
because
think the comic is equally? Because I admittedly have
I
not read
think
much of the comic, so
the
that's actually
comic-
why I didn't pick it. It came to my mind as a choice, but then I'm like, I've read a few issues and said it wasn't for me, so I can't really.
yeah, the comic is 100 times as bad.
Oh my god!
The movie's not that. The movie's not that bad, but
Holy
the comic is like.
Oh my god!
Bleh.
Dude, James O'Barr somewhere right now having a headache.
I'm sorry, but I got to be honest. The Crow.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm with you.
Well, let's give him.
Dap is mad silent though. Dap's like,
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
It's because I'm changing some of my answers to Turtles and Sin City. And I want to make sure we all get represented well.
Dap's like, all right, what are Vince's favorite black and white comics?
He probably is. He probably is.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
He isn't, but I will say so. Just to give some context, I saw the movie in the theater, if not opening night, closely after that. Saw it with a couple of friends because they knew how much the book meant to me, and I remember because I was living. It was when I was on my own, living in Mount Vernon. It was shortly after I moved out of my dad's place. Yes, we go down memory lane, and we got and there was a comic shop in Mount Vernon that I lucked into, and he had the first two issues of The Crow. It took forever for the third to come out, and so that's when I started my pull list as well. But it's similar to Chasing Amy. It's just where I was, what was going on in my life, where this book, even though I didn't have a girlfriend who was killed and they tried to kill me as well. It wasn't a lot to relate to, but there was something about the story, and it meant something. And the story itself, the love story, it was something special, and it was different compared to everything else that was being published. And it's something that it may end up on this list tonight, but The Crow. Yeah, it is. Justin and I never really had a heart to heart about it, the book or the movie, but I liked O'Barr's. I liked the look of Eric Draven. I liked a lot of it. It obviously was gloomy and moody as fuck, but it just connected. So yeah, it is a favorite. I understand that it's not gonna resonate with everybody. And yes, a movie that was out in the 90s, if you're going to watch it in the year of our Lord 2025, 2026, then yes, it's not. Shit's dated as fuck. And even at the time, you can watch it and say it's not good because they had to make changes because obviously Brandon died during the filming and a lot of the fight scenes had to be shot from far. Yes, there were. It was a mess. I absolutely get that. I understand that the movie is not I wouldn't show someone the movie and say, hey, now you got to read the book. Because if you didn't like the movie, that's not doing you any favors. But I can appreciate y'all's takes on The Crow. It's fine.
Respect.
However, my overrated is a book that I just could not get into. I tried because, again, like Why the Last Man, friends of mine said, hey, this is great. It's basically an autobiography and you know, it's getting talked about everywhere and awards and this, that, and the other. And you can't, it's a book that's got to be on everybody's shelf. And I have no idea what the fuck the big deal is about blankets. I do not like this book.
Exactly.
And it is the most overrated black and white book that I can think of right now.
Yep. I think you're right.
Okay. Wow.
I think, to be honest, I think blankets stinks.
Yeah.
Word. Okay. Wow. All right. At least you didn't say Persepolis. Rest in peace, Margine Satrapi.
No, I have that right next to me because I bought. Actually, Jason, I bought that at Bruised Apple a year or two ago, and it's still right here, and I still have to read it, and I'm glad I have it. But yeah. It's that's why it's not on my list because I haven't read it yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think that's all that great.
Not that I'd say it's overrated, but I can't put it on my list anywhere because I haven't read it.
Sure.
It's okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna burn us down again.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can top the Hellblazer pick.
Okay.
And I don't know. I actually don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this because I don't think we've had a lot of conversations about this work, despite its theoretical significance.
I've got my hand on the doorknob.
So I mean, maybe we're gonna all agree actually that maybe you're with me. I don't know, but I think the most overrated black and white comic in U.S. history. So I avoided manga with this category because I felt like that was kind of cheating if we talked about manga, like more for the positive stuff. Like I just didn't use manga. But my overrated pick is American Splendor.
Wow.
Oh.
So it's interesting if you look at my the things people joke about me being into now, like the types of comics, you know, the Fantas and the Drone and Quarterlies. Like I think you can draw a direct line from American Splendor to a lot of the stuff that I really love. So you might be saying like, well, why is it overrated? Well, I think that's exactly kind of the point because I think I understand that Picard is like kind of the patient X of that style of comic, and so that does deserve historical cred and propers. Like, I won't deny that. But I have never found American Splendor particularly engaging when I've tried to read it.
Wow. Well, I would assume.
I think others have done it better. I think his proteges did it better than he did. And I think that it didn't hold my attention in the way that many of the people that he worked with and were inspired by him went on to do their types of that same type of comics. So for me, this is just a case of the students being better than the sensei. And again, I'm not saying it's bad. Of course, it's not bad. It's far too important historically to be considered bad. But for me, it's overrated just because I've never really found it to be something that I enjoy. So.
I don't know if I can co-sign that.
I don't even know where you stand on American Splendor. I feel like
I think American Splendor is wonderful. Yeah. Okay. But I think the joy of American Splendor is the flaws of the book, where they reveal the flaws of the writer, which is Harvey, more than they do the flaws of the title. But I think it's really, really good. But you have to approach it. You can't approach it like you do normal books.
Sure.
Yeah. I am not stunned at all that you would mention American Splendor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I would ask that you keep an eye on the silverware at dinner on Friday if you sit next to Zach.
Listen, I love Zach as a human being, but he and I have many, many different opinions on things.
It's true.
I mean, that is not new news. You're not the. I won't get into it, but yeah, yes, fair enough.
My underrated black and white comic. I struggled with
I was like, are
this.
you making it up on the spot?
No, I struggled with this, and
Do I need to give you the knife back so you can use it again on me?
I think I finally whittled it down to two, but my ultimately my most underrated black and white comic is Roachmel by
Oh,
Rich
that's a
Haddon
great one.
and,
Oh, I love you for that.
and Tom Mc.
Who is it?
Yeah, Roachmel.
Birchmill?
Roachmill.
Roachmel.
Oh, Roachmill. Roachmill.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
16 issues.
Don't know.
Well, there's that. I think you should read it because it's so good. A lot of the things that we take for granted in comics started or were exploited by Roachmel. I think it's near perfect example of comic books. And I'm going with the most underrated. Roachmel.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, the fact that I know nothing about it is a testament to what you're saying. I think
Yeah.
it really is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think you dig it, Jason.
Mhm.
This was Roachman's a great pick. Damn. I by default, because any chance I get to mention the book, I gladly will. So by default, I wanted to say Boris the Bear, but then when I thought about it, one book that I haven't thought about in a minute, and it just made sense that I would consider this underrated. It's Lethargic Lad. I enjoy the spoofs.
Wow.
I enjoy the parodies. And this Lethargic Lad was just whether it was the homage covers, giving you an idea about what the story might be. The Kingdom Come cover is one of my favorites. There's just it always made me kind of chuckle. Greg Hyland, is a creative dude who did enjoy comics, and it's also it's kind of like almost as small press as you can get if you're not Matt Feasel. It's something that there was even a Lethargic Weekly, but Lethargic Lad or Lethargic Comics, just instantly when I think of it, if it's mentioned, I'm transported back to the early '90s, and yeah, it is one of my favorite black and white books, and I think it fits quite well in the underrated category.
Wow. Okay.
I agree.
Deep fucking cuts so far in this category. Wow. I went for a much better known book because I think again my view here is that as history and modern culture have evolved, this book is losing its place among the greats, and that's I think unfair, and I think it's somewhat about art versus artist. And so my pick for underrated black and white comic is Cerebus, because we all think of Cerebus as a great comic and revere it, but I don't. I think that Sim being a maniac now for going on 20 years, and the litany of things he's put out in the last 2 decades that have been trash and almost like parody,
Crap. Yeah.
have largely erased Cerebus from the cultural lexicon for anyone younger than like 45 years old.
I agree.
And that's a bummer because I think,
Yep.
and again, we've talked about the book a lot. We've obviously, I don't, you can quibble about how it ends and like how it maybe goes on, should, but like, it is one of the longest running, if not the longest running, creator-owned comic ever, right? And it's one of the longest running, if not the longest running, creator-owned black and white comic ever. And it was, before he lost his mind, it was incredibly poignant in a way that, like, spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, right? It was this silly, over the top, sword and sorcery, barbarian comic, anthropomorphic comic that was easy for, on the surface level, for like a Brian Deemer to enjoy it, but it had so much commentary about society and politics and the world, and it just, I thought for a long time was like genius level comics, and I just feel like it's fading into obscurity before our very eyes because of Sim being just a loon, and that's a bummer. That's a bummer. So that's my pick.
One would almost say that maybe it's him destroying his
Absolutely.
legacy.
Yeah, I think he's actively eroding his own legacy. Yeah.
Yeah. I struggled with this because I too think that Cerberus is really good. But the last 25, 30 issues plus the current mindset of the creator, I agree. That's all I'm gonna say.
It went 300 issues. Just for younger listeners, maybe you don't like it. It went 300. So like, even what Vince is saying, like, even if you quibble that the last 30, 40 issues aren't the hotness, and he maybe could have wrapped it up for them, like, we still have 200. We have literally 25 years of great comics before that.
Yeah, but then you can argue that, okay, you've enticed a reader along
Sure.
to follow you on this journey for 300 issues, to throw in the garbage can.
I know, but it ran from 1977 to 2004. Like, that's just.
Yeah. Well, Fred has Fred Perry, author and illustrator of Gold Digger, has done it for longer.
Yeah.
Oh, he overtook him. Oh, right, he overtook him.
Yeah, and Todd himself.
It was at the time Service wrapped up. It was the longest running.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess Larson's probably going to break it soon too, right?
Larson's
Like,
getting close. Yeah, I mean, you can still say
Larson,
black and white for sure, but yeah, as far as an ongoing, yeah.
Todd has laid claim to the throne, where I think it's bullshit, because I think Todd handed over the writing and the drawing to others a lot longer. Eric has done every issue.
Yeah.
Of
like,
seven.
we're almost at 300, right? Like, he's in like the 280s. Yeah,
Two 280s or
280. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My least favorite black and white comic, I cheated a bit. Where my least favorite is the same as my most overrated, and it is The Crow.
You're picking it for both?
Yes.
Christ.
I've been lying.
I don't even like The Crow. That seems hurtful.
I've been lying. If I said that The Crow.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
a shame you're not going to be there this weekend, Vince.
That is hate.
Yeah,
that is fucking. That's fucking Darth Vader level hate. Wow.
Yeah. Until they made him a pussy, and Obi-Wan to kick them into the lava. I tried. I really tried to get into The Crow, but it hasn't worked. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Phew.
I'm not saying it to make Depp feel some kind of way.
Depp is like,
I'm saying it because
we're awkward.
It's the truth.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
Okay, Depp, what's your least favorite?
It's a shame I'm not drinking tonight.
You're like Turtles. Turtles is my least favorite.
No. My least favorite, because I'm not going to be able to sit next to Zach this weekend either, is The Goon.
Oh, it's fucking
No,
terrible. Oh, you know what?
no,
Actually,
I wouldn't go that
even
far.
think to pick that, and that's a worthy pick. I would almost consider crossing mine
Yeah,
out for that one. Yeah.
it is. You either get it or you don't.
Yeah. I mean, we tried. We read we read the Chinatown story, and I've even tried to go back and grab an issue here or there. It just, yeah, it ain't for me. I respect my friends who love it, and listen, Powell's a fantastic illustrator. I think the drawings are gorgeous, but I just it's the
Yeah.
character, it's the setting. It's just it ain't for
Yeah.
me, which is fine.
If Vince was on his if Vince was on his toast tonight, he would have picked Strangers in Paradise for overrated, and then The Crow for least favorite to
Yeah.
get both of us.
I
Yeah.
don't.
But he
That's
loves you
not
more,
my
so.
goal. That's no, I don't.
I
That's not my
don't.
goal.
Damn.
Do you guys? We'll play the. We'll play, do you guys have a guess for what my least favorite black and white comic?
Your least favorite?
Yeah. Because I thought of it immediately. Like literally, I was like, "Oh, this is
Is it a newish book?
no."
Least favorite has to be.
That's not Fish Police.
No, what do I got against Fish Police? What am I, since when am I a Fish Police?
Charles Burns.
Wait, what? Bro, are you
I
There's
don't
shitting
know.
no
me?
fucking way.
Charles
No.
Burns, I fucking worship at the altar of Charles Burns.
Yeah,
I
there's no
fucking
way.
adore him.
Everyone, you don't. But I get it. I get it.
Milk and cheese, guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Fucking
That's
Evan,
right.
Evan put the dork in Dorkin. It is fucking the end. It's anathema to what I want to read. Book. I don't. I think it's It's weird. I love anthropomorphic characters. I hate. I don't know what the word is for characters that are made out of things. I hate them though. I hate all thing characters. Unless they're Transformers, then I'm okay. But like, it's fucking the idea that this fucking two why is that? And it's like it's just so it's like the comic embodiment of the fucking alt cool guy who thinks like anything popular sucks. And it's like, and then it's like I see Evan Dorkin today, and he's still a bitter old man who hates everything, and it's like everyone's out to get him, and it's like woe is me. Like it to me, it's like it's just the. To me, it's the comic embodiment of the worldview that I detest and don't live by. So, fuck a milk and cheese. It's not funny. It's corny, and it frustrates me that it exists. So, easy.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay. There's no point in me embellishing that. My all-time
Please don't
favorite.
milk and cheese.
No.
No,
My
I
all-time favorite black and white comic, David.
Fucking Turtles. If it's
Yeah.
not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Yeah.
or Sin City, I don't know what the fuck it could be.
What are we doing? What are we doing? It's not turtles. Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles. Michael Dooney, Jim Larson, Rick Veitch, Corbin did a couple, Eric Talbot, Mark Martin, Larson, Eastman, Laird. Come on. Turtles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yes.
Oh, that is a good pick, and it's so you, yeah. Me, listen. Finally, I mean, good thing we only had 3 choices, and I finally landed one. But my favorite, James O'Barth. No, I was. It was on my short list. It was. There were a couple that I had for favorite right off the bat. The Crow was, of course, obviously one of the two, and that I was whittling it down to. But I decided to go with even and yeah, it's got to be the black and white era of Zot by Scott McCloud.
Wow.
I thought about the 3 issues of Nexus from Capital, but I'm like, no, because it just got better when it went to color. I thought about Sin City, but again, as much as I enjoy Sin City, that doesn't hit me, doesn't bring me the joy that those darker, heavier stories from the black and white era of Zot hits me. And when it was color, it was fun, and it felt a little lighter. The black and white, I felt elevated it. because McCloud couldn't hide behind color. It was just whatever black and white lines were on, and it was sharp and it was detailed. And again, the stories hit a little harder. They were a bit heavier. It is a beautiful collection, all in one thick, bone-like edition. And I absolutely adore it. And yeah, so I'm saying today, June 8th, 2026, my favorite black and white comic is Scott McCloud's Zod.
All respect for that. That's a good
Yeah,
choice.
not surprised.
That's a good choice. All right. Rounding it out, my favorite black and white comic of all time. This is very easy. It is Bone by Jeff Smith. I think it is the greatest all ages comic ever to exist. It is one of my favorite fantasy stories of all time, of any genre or medium. I think it is wonderful and accessible and timeless, and I adore it and have read it multiple times, and I've read it to my kids, and they love it, and I just think it's great. So, pretty easy choice. There are many, many great black and white comics, so I don't want to dismiss the others that were in my mind racing around, but like I don't think thrown Bone. They were more like jockeying for the number 2 spot. So
It's a pick.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
it's interesting, but when you do expand that like out, like you forget how many because you like when you're not just thinking periodicals, like you got, and I can't believe you tried to suggest that I would pick Charles Burns as my least favorite. Are you out of your mind? Like what? That's fucking crazy. That's like me saying that you're going to pick Kirby as your lead. Like, what are you talking about?
You don't have to go back.
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah,
Like, fucking
let go.
Black Hole. Then you got, and then other fucking honorable mentions. 8-Ball, Finder, which wouldn't be my pick, but I know you all
Sure,
like Finder.
yeah.
Like that's
Black Kiss,
Flaming Carrot.
Oh yeah,
Black Kiss from Hell. Hate. Love and Rockets. I mean, how can we not? Mouse, fucking arguably the greatest comic ever. Mouse. Optic Nerve. Persepolis, rest in peace, Marjane. Sin City, like you said, Dap. Strangers in Paradise. Stray Bullets, which again I'm gonna put my note talking about that guy on a temporary hiatus for this to acknowledge that it's a fucking amazing comic. Then I love it very much. Relax, bro. The Walking Dead. I mean, I think that deserves mentioned. Too Much Coffee Man, again, not my stilo, but beloved by many. Usagi Yojimbo, again, all-time great. So yeah, lots of picks, and many more, honestly. So
amazing. Thanks.
We done did it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up with this list. If you'd like to procure any of the books we've talked about, go to cheapgraphicnovels.com.
I'm wondering if there's a Roach Mill collection. I gotta see here. Look.
There should be. There should be at least 2 of them.
I feel like our dude from CGS, the Frank Castle, who did who became an art rep. I feel like there was a comics line that he had that he was doing, and I feel like Roach Mill may have been.
Yeah, something's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, eBay, my young man.
Yes.
Please leave us a review wherever you listen to this. We would appreciate it. And whether it's a star review or it's actual words, go figure. We appreciate it very much. Stop by our Patreon, patreon.com/11 o'clock comics. 3 different tiers. One's really cheap. The others who are $5 and $10. And cheapgraphicnovels.com. Why would you pay retail when you can get cheapgraphicnovels.com? I don't know. In your travels, this has been on my list forever, and I will do it a short shrift, but it should not be. Yoshiharu Suge. He rolled me up like a grilled squid. It's an anthology. Number one, it features different art styles. Number two, number three, it has in one of its stories a traveling salesman who does or doesn't realize that he has a child. Think about that for a while. You may or may not have a child. It's devastating.
Happened to the best of us, dog.
Yeah, well, you know, I think you should read this.
No, I read
Yoshiharu,
it. I read it months ago.
not you. I'm
Oh,
not talking to you. Yoshiharu Suke, he rolled me up like a giant squid. It's amazing. Amazing.
it is. All the Suke books have been so good.
Yeah, I'm good to go pee.
Okay.
All right.
Let everybody know. Uh,
I'm peeing, brother.
in your travels, I haven't read every issue, so I check out to see who's working on this anthology series and um, check it out from time to time. And in this case, The Twilight Zone #7, published by IDW under their Dark imprint. This particular installment, titled The Taxidermist, is written by our friend and co-fourth chair, Tony Fleece, with art by
Oh, word?
art by Andy
I
Price.
did not know that.
Yep. Inks by
Okay.
Andy Price and Maria Keene, who also does the shade assist because it is a mostly black and white with shades comic. This particular issue, like the title says, is about a taxidermist, and it's the it's a it's the type of, if it were an actual episode, um, it it reminds me of the ones that kind of just don't. There's no like massive reveal like How to Serve Man or even the woman waking up in the hospital with that everybody's got pig snouts. It's just there's some episodes that just that hit harder than others, and others just kind of like wrap up or end in a way where you feel empathy for the character, and you realize that that something happened to them, whether this is all psychological, whether this isn't reality and it's just whatever's in their head. It's not necessarily a really straightforward type story. I might have some questions for Tony. I might want to talk to him about it. But yeah, this was it's a great looking issue. There's a character who befriends the taxidermist, who well his name is Henry. The woman who enters because she is looking for a she wants a like a lizard, like an iguana, but he doesn't. It's not a store where you walk in and do you have this in stock? People bring him shit, and that's what he has to stuff. So he's explaining that to her, but she looks a lot like Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched. I whether Andy intentionally did this, if I don't know if Tony might have wrote it and be like, listen, if we were making this in the '60s, these are the actors I would like to see. But it's a solid looking issue. It even does. There's some not sleight of hand, but there's some tricks, like you don't really see people's faces or at least their eyes, which made me think certain things. There's just it's not necessarily just an issue, the story you're gonna breeze through. I think there's some layers here that you might need a second reading to catch up on. If you just read it like you're just going through the motions, you might miss a couple of things. But yeah, I thought it was it's like I said, haven't read all 7 issues of this series. I've read a few, but yeah, this is if not my favorite, one of my favorite issues from this series so far. So yeah, in your travels, and actually in the next issue, issue 8, is written and illustrated by Gabriel Hardman. So that should be a fun one. But
Oh,
yeah,
damn,
in your
nice.
travels, the Twilight Zone from Tony Fleece, Andy Price, Maria Keene, and IDW.
Awesome. The Fleece.
Go Fleece.
Okay, so I have to say that I am absolutely giddy that this book has finally made its way to our shores in English, because everything else this gentleman has put his name to has been a masterpiece that I've enjoyed, and it took long enough. It took the series ended in 2016, and it took almost 10 years, but nevertheless, I'm not bitter. I'm just glad it's finally here, and that is In Your Travels. Please do check out Volume 1 of 20, by the way. We will eventually have 20 of
Jesus.
these. But Volume 1 of Billy Bat by Naoki Urasawa, co-authored by Takashi Nagasaki. Of course, Urasawa draws it. I hope I don't need to explain to people who Urasawa is, but he is the mangaka master who gave us Monster, 20th Century Boys, and Pluto, three of the absolute greatest modern manga in existence. And this was the book he did right after that. And he's since done others. He's done Asadora since. But this book is really, really fascinating. It is a story set in 1949, and there is an American but of Japanese descent cartoonist named Kevin Yamagata, and he is starting to get popular with his comic strip. Sound familiar? Called Billy Bat, and it's a silly little like Cupid-looking anthropomorphic bat who is a private detective, straight out of a Humphrey Bogart movie. Um, and it's getting really popular. And suddenly, someone points out that they think they've seen the character before. Lo and behold, he now becomes worried that even though he didn't do it intentionally, he may have stolen the idea subconsciously from when he was serving during the war in Japan as a translator. And he's thinking now, did I get inspired by something I came across there and bring it over here unintentionally and steal it? So he decides to fly to Japan and to unpack this and try and figure out where in fact he first saw Billy Bat as a concept and a visual idea, and come to terms with it, and hopefully find the original creator and ask them for permission to use the character. That's where it starts, but it quickly goes far beyond that. It quickly turns into a murder mystery with a government conspiracy and a ancient religion. This is Urasawa, so it starts getting very complicated very quickly. What starts as him trying to just do the right thing and be a stand-up dude has gotten him just pulled into the epicenter of a global conspiracy that he had no interest in being a part of. So first volume was incredible. They start the volume off in color, which is, again, is very unusual to see manga in color, but that's because we're seeing the actual strip itself of Billy Bat, which is supposed to be an American comic strip or comic book in 1949. And then it turns quickly into, once we're back actually looking at the life of Kevin and his friends, it's black and white. But it is stunning. Urasawa is an amazing cartoonist, a great storyteller, and I cannot wait to continue this journey. And I guess I'll probably, if we're still doing the show in 7 years, I'll be coming on talking about the end of it. So, yeah, Billy Bat. You read this, Vince?
Yeah, I read the first couple. Yeah, I agree with everything you have to say.
Urasawa's a beast, dude.
Yeah, big time, big time. Um, I'll do everything that I've chosen to do. Please listen to me, because I know what I'm talking about. And in the meantime, say goodnight. How long do you think I should give him?
Long enough for me to say I can't wait to see some of you at Heroes in a few days. Vince, needless to say, you will be missed. We're going to get lots of people asking about you. We will tell them that you're doing well and you wish and you appreciate the love.
Yeah, tell them to send me books.
We'll tell them to send you books. Fair enough. And obviously we're only going to see a small fraction of you there, but we do look forward to seeing you that you are going. If not, Dap and I will do our very best to regale you with anecdotes and stories from the event. It's going to be a blast. Very, very much looking forward to it. And the next 2 days can't come soon enough.
David.
Good night.
It's a long one. Yeah. Yeah, it's a long one. Oh my God. Dude,
Always have to
relax.
work blue. Always have to work blue.
You don't though. You're so smart.
Well, I'm saying you always have to work blue. I wish you were better than that.
Yeah. We're gonna pretend that's how it goes on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
David.
No, he's probably right though. I think David's on this one.
Well,
Stopwatch is coming in handy.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. He still got it.
David.
He's got a little egg timer there.
He said it. Yeah.
Like Sam's
I
banana.
guess we'll give it to him.
Hearing that one.
Please come back next time. We love you so much. In the
We get to hear
meantime,
all about Heroes Con next time.
if you're going to Heroes, enjoy yourself. If not, well, if you're enjoying yourself and send me books.
It's all about Vince, everybody.
Yeah, it's all about me.
Yeah,
Oh,
Vince's world.
but take care of yourself.
Yes.
Take care of yourselves.
Stay
yeah.
cool.
We love you. Bye.
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 That's it for that one.